Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode here on Pastiche of Skin. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you very much for coming by to try out something that we haven't done before here on the channel. What we're going to do is we're going to live riff Death Note, the USA movie that's available on Netflix. It's recently released. I'm a fan of Death Note. I've actually enjoyed the live-action Japanese movies, live-action Japanese TV series. I've enjoyed the anime. I've enjoyed the anime less so, and I've enjoyed the manga quite a lot. So, I don't think I'm actually a well-read scholar on the subject, but I'm pretty sure I've got a wide berth of knowledge of the series and how it's been depicted and how it's been followed by fans. For a lot of people, Death Note is their first anime, and they will defend it to its death. I like parts of the series. I don't like anything after a certain point. If you've seen the show and the movies, you'll know what I'm talking about. So after that critical point, I started to wane off the show completely and wasn't massively fussed with it, so I didn't really care what happened next. But yeah, up until that point, I thought it was actually a great cat and mouse game. So yeah, Death Note now on Netflix with Americanized cast and Americanized plot and a number of changes. I have only seen enough stuff to know that I was going like, wow, this is not going to be the same, while still going like, wow, they're doing a lot of the things the same. So what we're going to do today is I'm going to live riff and talk over the top of this. Anything that comes to mind, anything that references stuff from the older series, from the older movies, the older TV shows, anything I think might have been lifted from something else or anything that's been changed quite drastically. I'm not going to pause the movie. I'm just going to keep it running. I'm going to talk over the top of it. So what way we're going to work this is that you can see I've got the backdrop here up and for the Death Note movie. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a countdown and just pop. You're going to see me hit the button to start it, and hopefully what will happen is that you'll be able to watch it on your own screen while I'm watching it and talking over it here. And if that works out well, then we'll sync up and you'll be able to watch this as a commentary track over the top of the movie at your own leisure, at your own time. This is, of course, a test run, so we have no idea. I have no idea how well this is going to work. I have no idea really what I'm going to say because I haven't seen the movie at all. So we've just got to go and enjoy this experience together. So thanks very much for joining me. This is going to be an interesting tester hour and a half, hour 40 minutes. So right, let's just start into it. We're going to do. All right, do I need to give anybody a primer on Death Note? Because I'm pretty sure this is going to explain everything as is. But big anime series, very popular with a lot of people. If you haven't seen it before yourself, this may not be the best way to see it, but we'll find out as we watch it. I'm going to give us this countdown: 3, 2, 1. Play. Boom. That should work. Okay? We're good. So, essentially, I'm hoping that this is enough obfuscation to say that this is not considered to be a overlap or a replacement for anybody's form of creative endeavor. This is just to the point of actually commentating over the top of and riffing a movie that's just recently came out. So Netflix original series. I didn't catch the company logos there. I saw Vertigo, but I was going like that. Vertigo Entertainment. It's not Vertigo Comics Entertainment. It's like some other company called Vertigo, I imagine. So we see the cities of America. So obviously, the setting is in the United States, whereas the original was set in Japan and in a very particular part of Japan, which becomes relevant to the plot of the story as well. But this is as quintessentially American can get, I suppose. Cheerleaders, American football, American high schools. Yeah, I think it might be trying to get across something from the original. No, what? Okay, so obviously this is our main protagonist. Our main protagonist is Light Yagami in the original TV series and the books and everything else. But in this movie, as I could remember from the main screen, Light Turner. Well done, Turner. Wow. It fucking makes me think of Comic Zone. He's missing the ponytail. He's not wearing the short denim shorts. He should be wearing biker gloves in his hands, punching the shit out of mutants and metal bins. Although he does kind of look more like Turner from Comic Zone than he actually does look like the character of Light Yagami. So getting introduced to his world and his high school life, which I don't know. It's not exactly the original series and the original books. Like to Life wasn't massively exciting before then. It was literally just this happens to him as he's walking out of. I'm pretty sure it was either cram school or ordinary school, and someone fell from the sky and landed right beside him. It literally, in the original one, it fell on the quad of the school, and he just like found it right in front of him, and just picked it up. So this is at least they're doing the same thing with the intro. Death Note. I'm trying to remember, was the original book written in English as well? I mean, as in the book that he found. Ryuk himself is pissing on everybody, just like flying overhead. Those footballers are not running fast enough. They consider they're meant to be athletes. They should be running a lot faster. Shit. Oh, come on. Rage issues, kiddo. So he's a smart arse, which works. He's got a bit of Nick Cage going on there. Yep. He's just Nick Cage goaded him into that punch. Yeah, well, he was looking for it. Well, admittedly, anybody with that long, narrow face and hair kind of like a little bit messed up all over the shop is going to look Nick Cagey. Especially if they start acting great. Oh, well, that's not good. See if I can get away with a little bit more sound here. Boom! This is actually a lot easier. I was kind of starting to strain to be able to hear it. I might actually think about headphones whenever I'm doing this in future. Losing your home? Ooh, okay. So we got Orphan Light instead. Which is a bit shit because that was kind of a really cool dynamic of his character. In the original books, Light had a much deeper connection to. Well, I mean, they could be doing something different. They could be doing the same thing, but a much more deeper connection to law enforcement and actually being a more aloof, elite kind of person. He wasn't this. He wasn't a typical high schooler. He was a very, very smart dude and a very, very well prepared dude. So I don't know. Well, that's really nice of you to do. Why did you wake him just to do that? You could just let him sleep. So yeah, just like throwing shit on the floor. I don't care about this. I don't care about this book. Oh. The I'm not liking the versioning of Light in this, but I mean, maybe this all balances out and works really well. So the basic rules of the Death Note are written in the book. So now it will take effect on. So unless you have the person's face in mind, essentially the Death Note allows you to write somebody's name in the book and you can kill their ass. I don't know how many of us who have ever not wanted to be able to do that ourselves, just to write it in. It's just name after name after name. You didn't think that. Because I'm pretty sure it was a blank book whenever Ryuk drops it into the world in the original manga. Like, it didn't have all the pages of name before him. Because you're sitting going, like, how long has Ryuk really been at this job? If he hasn't killed that many people, then it's not going to do well. I mean, the whole point is that he's actually meant to be reaping. How many people will die on the planet? How is Ryuk meeting his quota? Is he hitting his pre-prescribed targets by his line manager? Is he going to be on board for the bonusing at the end of the year? And is he keeping with the 4 pillars of Death Goddom? Do you believe I actually really don't like office speak? Moody jump scare time. Ah, those were the apples. Oh, nice. So this is the one thing that's was selling a lot of people on this version of it. Because that is properly decently terrifying. Nice. Leaving so soon. Parker. No, man. No, that's not Light Yagami. That is a random scared high school kid. Right. So, like, obviously the person's gonna come in and like, what the fuck did you do in here? That was quite nice. Begin what? That's what the question is. Just wondering my levels here. You're asleep. I'm missing everything. I have no idea what's going on. A dream, perchance to dream, a dream of me. Shh, scooch a little closer. Scooch a little closer. So yeah, they're keeping Ryuk in the dark here for the start, making him much more devil than um, anything else. Okay. This is very Mephisto-y version of Ryuk. That's actually brokering, like, you can do this, yes. Do it. Do it. Do it, kill them all. Really, Ryuk was actually gonna like, drop the book and like, let's see if a weirdo finds it. I'm a notary. Of course I carry a pen. Ryuk positively getting off on it. Kenny Loggins. Oh no! He just went straight into the danger zone. Oh! Oh, damn, went straight for the decapitation? It's just how many things do you actually, like, pull in reality together to make a fucking instance happen? See, this is what reminds me of Wild Out of Dead Like Me, where essentially the gremlins show up and go like, decapitation, grab that, fuck that over that, Ruden Goldberg, knock that over, okay, and a wire. Boom! Oh, that one works. That works so well. Woo! Okay, so that's the one thing this has up on the anime and the Japanese live action movie. That like they went Final Destination on the blood and gore. Thumbs up. Thumbs up, gotta approve that. And daylight! You motherfucker, did you not clean up the room? I had a really weird dream. And the person looks around like, yeah, it must have been really weird. Did you, like, levitate and just throw everything into a corner? You get into the rhythm of it. Actually, there's something really comforting about trains. I just like that at night. No, the 9 foot tall giant creature standing right behind you. I wasn't the one that was cheating. Becoming a philosophical discussion. This kind of makes it a little bit more sense. But it's a lot more time with his dad. Lisa's dad's still a cop. That's one thing I was worried about. I was essentially going like, is his dad still a police officer? There's some anger in there. So that's it. The rage issues in Light are from that more than anything else. He's he misses mommy. That's a good start, but it's more the fact that he's actually like, people are wrong with this world, and let's see how he starts to make use of it. Obviously, some of the most important scenes. Each page has the power. That's right. So there's all the rules actually have, so you can literally take a part of the book out and still be able to do the things the Death Note can do without actually having to have the whole book in hand. Ryuk, not Ryuk. Hello, Light. Hello. Where are your apples? I want to have your orchard. Aw, he actually figured it out immediately. Cheap jump scare. That's the thing, Ryuk didn't throw around apple cores, he ate the whole damn thing. Stop with this fucking apple core bullshit. He literally was like, oh. Such a waste of apple, too. I'm liking. I'm liking Ryuk's kind of like nonchalant delivery. So it's obviously kind of like the Light Yagami's kind of moment where he starts building up his plan of what he's going to do with the book. In the original, um, in the original manga and the original and the old anime and the TV series, he kind of was immediately on the sense of like I must change the world rather than actually do an individual thing for me after his first couple of tests with the book. And this kind of change, making it actually more of a personal thing that is the instigating event that leads him on to doing more stuff. I'm not too sure I'm actually as cool with. I kind of liked that Light was just the guy who just went like, "This is the way it is, and this is the way I'll make it. I'll make it better. Not the book will make it better. I'll make it better." And this kind of comes out of a basis of more anger and fear and upset than actually anything else. And I'm not too cool with that. Well, easily solved. Well, yeah, definitely going the Final Destination route. Obviously, in the original uh, material, it was actually a heart attack. Usually, people just dying of a heart attack after 30 seconds. And they've completely bypassed that whole bit so far. I'm sure it'll probably come back to be of importance later on. But as it is now, they've literally just kind of went, right, it's Final Destination time. Let's do the weird ways people can die. Yeah. And my name is Karma. No. Killer? No. Kira. So yeah, they get their moment. You did what you wanted to do. So what you going? Oh, there you go. First proper look at his face, and yeah, he looks wonderfully creepy actually. Yeah, obviously I've seen his face in a couple of the trailers so far, but that was actually a really creepy laugh as well. CGE in this isn't bad at all. Admittedly, the design's a bit more on the realistic kind of side, where it's like more of a horror creature kind of thing, rather than actually the original depiction, the big blue kind of like almost apocalypse mouthed version that there was in the comic books. Which, to be honest, I actually like the slightly dodgy CGI version of him in the live action movies because the character himself always felt like he was distinguished from the backdrop. He wasn't actually part of that world, so he was always encroaching on it rather than actually being part of it. Mina? Okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a decent enough instigating event to get these two characters involved with each other because in the TV show, in manga and all, it took a very long time for these two to connect, but it's a very different way. So, curious how they're going to loop this. Light is hurting for attention so much that it's so weird that he's actually jumping straight into telling her about this. Only the keeper of the notes, so touching the book doesn't let you see the death god? That's a change. So yeah, this makes sense to actually be doing the whole finding a feed and then watching it and interacting with it as it goes live because they've done it in all the other iterations. I prefer the way they did it in the live action TV series than they did in the original manga because it was done with like TV broadcast and we portable cheap antenna TV rather than actually being a like people watching a live stream on a phone or so on. So it feels like such a waste to have him defocused in the background like that, but it does look creepy with the eyes. It looks good. So the hostage situation, probably. Well, like, I mean, in the original, it was actually his dad that actually like gets involved in the hostage situation. Oh yeah. Well, that's delightful. Kill count 3. So we've got 3 deaths so far. James Brody steps into traffic, salutes, hit by truck. Well, didn't specify the truck gets struck and killed. You know, there's wiggle room. These contracts are not completely unbreakable. People who make life dangerous. Yeah, you know, like people with books who can kill others or writing their name in it. She's hot for a teacher. Well, not hot for teacher. Hot for senpai. Very quick on board reaction. But yeah, they are a couple in this. Whereas in the manga and the TV show, like I'm just making these comparisons and changes in commentations because I'm not too sure I like this because I kind of liked that Mina was a supplicant, a follower, an acolyte more than anything else. This is not that. Hmm. Let's kill somebody. Ding dong, ding dong, ding dong. Jesus Christ. So it's all sex, sex and murder. Essentially, it's a pair of teenagers who get really, really into true crime and just pounding it the entire time while they're murdering people. Eh, the truncation here feels very, very quick. Um, it's a weird choice of actually throwing the name in. Because I suppose it makes more sense. Because if you think about it, like the location based part of it with the name and everything was something that reduces down where Kira was from in the original books and the language and stuff as well. But in this case, it's actually like it literally is putting it on the other end of the planet away from himself, so it actually would be less likely to be recognized. Yeah, cartel guys threw themselves in front of the train, but this is weird because I say it's showing things that are actually like train crashes and stuff. Like is this one of those fucking unbreakable things where literally nobody else died? There he's starting to get that confidence that Light kind of exuded, but this is a very, very quickly looking for attention kind of thing. How did he put all those people into the one room and know all of their names for the purposes of killing them? This is like so this is all these people. So everybody here was guilty, and everybody that was guilty got killed for the purposes of they were there. Of obscure criminals. So he's actually narrowed it down. So this is actually the different methodology of this version of L. Also, by the way, did you catch who it is in the background? It's your dude from Heroes. Unless I'm completely wrong, it really did look like him whenever he actually had his back for a second. So instead of using the broadcast of people's times on different parts of the country at different times so that the murder would happen whenever he expected it, this to narrow down where in Japan it was, he used this to actually kind of like track out, like, I only said out this name out to this country. Okay, So L's very, very different. While they've kept like some, well, I mean, I'm saying castings, of course, different, but even his articulation, his the way he talks, the sugar thing, the sweets and stuff are actually kind of a good leftover, a good hangover from the original character, though. Judge, jury, and executioner. He's just a little ahead of the mega city, folks. Yeah, the pace. This is pacey. It is actually moving through story pretty quickly to get all these people introduced. I mean, I had to set that being like an hour 40 movie. Okay. Awesome. Lisa Butler is actually playing a similar kind of like interactive role that he always did. Watari. Hmm. So the Lisa kind of is the reason why they give the connection that he actually has a link to law enforcement, which is the first connection they actually make with the original show as well. Well, ain't that cute? Secure connection over computer. Hey, it is that nice touch of actually just using the font and lettering. They haven't changed that. Not as comfortable with that. L was like a meticulous, like he ate things like in tiny bites in awkward ways. He was meticulous and tidy and clean, and everything around him was clean as well. So yeah, it's a small annoyance. It's not a big deal of any sort, but it was like one of the things we're like, yeah. So this is actually a more messy version of L. Yeah, Mina's interest. I don't know. Is it better? Is it better or a worse representation than the groupie that it was originally in the original materials? Because just the fact that she's in love with Kira for who Kira was, makes sense because in the same translation, she's actually in love with the murder, the death, the kill, rather than actually Light himself, and he's just kind of being drawn along for the ride in a lot of ways. It just looks from that the dynamic so far. You goddamn kid. Hmm. It, immediate respect from L to Light's father's character, which is good. It's important. Kind of like one of the things where they are the most trusted colleagues of each other the entire way through this. It's the method of delivery of item, which is kind of like very reminiscent. It's like that's yeah. Okay, very odd. To actually show the face is very very early on, but I mean, in the case of this, it's not going to be as much of a problem. It's always a good test. I always like this kind of like I'm not too sure I'm going to survive this. I like Riggs. I love the fact that Riggs is actually having a great time. It's definitely a much more Mephisto-y rule. Hmm. It's like, maybe this is his first kiss. Let's not actually question it. The kid's young, and nobody knows. Nobody knows. So yeah, his dad is a local cop. He's been investigating Kira privately. So I'm actually kind of curious about how he's not going to have as much power as he kind of had with the Tokyo Metropolitan Police and the position he had previously. So this is all going to be on L. Well, yeah, I mean, pretty much whenever they catch him, we're going to hang, draw, quarter, electrocute, inject, probably preserve his brain, find out what the fuck was wrong with him. I know you're there. Oh, god damn it. Hang on. We got a problem here. For a test run, we can actually have problems. That's okay. Aye. Returned. Right, problem solved. What did we miss? Ah! Sorry, guys. We're going to have to resync that. Technical issues, always a problem. Hopefully you actually will be able to re-find your sync. Literally, it was just the fact that I had to restart that about 3 seconds afterwards. Are the glasses intentionally trying to... Ah. Yeah. Essentially, it does feel like they're actually having like a spat rather than actually there being a power struggle. Obviously, yeah. So this is what they're actually kind of having. This is going to be the instigating event to separate them in some way, shape, or form. Is it? Yeah, this is the reason why you don't trust somebody with the story about the book that you're carrying around that murders people, because they might get pissed off at you and then not want to be your friend anymore. And when people don't be your friend anymore, they're just like, I don't care about your secrets. Uh oh, SpaghettiOs. There we go. Awesome. So we're getting this kind of like loop back, which was too late. So yeah, this is literally lifting something from the later half of the first real arc of the Death Note series, where he's making use of the 2 days of control or being able to control people to do certain things to give information that they require. In this particular case, oh man, he's going to suicide club the whole lot of them. Ah, it's a bit intense. Damn. It's a raining man. Hallelujah, it's raining man. Wait, what? Did it just imply that Ryuk wrote in the book? What? Awesome, great horror movie. Like, they don't put good and cheesy and actiony horror movies into your own horror movie because then you end up having horror movie inceptions. You're killing my fucking dad. What the fuck? That's not how this works. Like, Mina does not push Light into fucking doing this. Fucking what? I'm just mildly puzzled by the way they're actually taking the plot in this. I mean, the acceleration, I completely understand why they have to do that to be able to kind of like take a 45 episode series and well, not even. It's like I've got a feeling this is only going to go as far as the Death Note movie did, and we're not going to see Mellow or any of that kind of shit. But we're going to see this tied up in the same way as the movie was actually done. And I'm trying to think, but did the no, the anime didn't do it. Did the anime do it? I can't remember. Did anime do the big twist in the middle? That's the thing. I'm starting to get. I'm thinking about like 5 different versions in my head. I'm going like, which one was which? This is the reason why you can't. I'm completely open to this interpretation. I'm actually into this now because it's so changed that I'm actually intrigued to know what way they're going to go with this. It's the same feeling I always have whenever they do alterations to mangas and animes from one version to the other and give it a different ending and change a lot of stuff. This is different enough to the point where we're going like, this isn't a retread. This is hitting the beats with a completely different feel. I still don't like Light in this though. Hey, there he is. Yay! It's a weird way to actually sit, but that's the reason why I like L. And like, I do like these bits. These are great bits. This is actually the good part of the show. I'm gonna be silent. Hmm. Bitch, I am the sun. Okay, are we going? Mm, is this L's turn to actually like just to sharpen and dry himself to the point where like, and I'm the killer now? Yes? No? It's kind of shit considering Mina was actually a pop star and idol and really popular and shit. And huh? And they called it puppy love. We're not going to stop fucking. We're not going to stop killing. Huh. Don't trust Ryuk. He's not your friend. I don't know. I was cool with Ryuk being in the shadows. That's It's weird as fuck. Okay, and got him to say everything you want him to say, got him to do everything you want him to do, but obviously him leaving's going to actually, like, Elle's gonna be sitting there going, Watery, what the fuck you doing? So yeah, I'm not cool with Watery dying. Actually, I'm actually a lot less cool with that than I thought. I don't think of his Watery as a disposable character. Yeah. He knows rightly what's happened. Yeah, he's going to show up at the house. Hi. This is going to be weird, but also I like the pace of this now. Awesome. This okay. Oh man, fucking hell. So yeah, El's losing his shit. This is kind of surprising to actually see the methodology. Like they're kind of they've made the characters much more human. A fundamental point of what they've done in this design in this version of the film is that both Light and Elle are much more humanized people rather than actually being the great detective and the sociopath. The orders of moments in this, the actual design of it, means that the pace has to keep escalating, keep escalating, keep escalating, and we're never going to have any of the fake outs or the near misses or the unsureties that would have happened in a number of the episodes of the show. Like anything that would have actually extended the story's length. In this case, we are going hammering a beat and letting Elle kind of chase after the one person he knows it has to be, essentially. Of course, they threw in the surveillance inside the house. So does he know? But obviously, at this point, Mina's taken the book. So do we have Kira too? God damn. Is this the fact that he has water, you're just running around finding this information? Yeah, there you go. So there you go. Obviously, we've got Mina kind of like not in control of the situation, but at least she's actually the one holding the book. But in the original series, Elle had this really elaborate method of taking parts of the book, separating them off, having them in actually like small secreted places that you could actually be able to get access to the book if you needed to touch it and to work with it. And also had a hidden drawer and system as well. That was all because of the prolonged length of the story, where there's a possibility of him being watched and caught on a number of occasions. But at one point, he did get rid of the book and left it in Mina's hands, essentially, to actually be able to bring back Kira for them to do so if they want to go back to a killing spree. I like that part of the story so much that I'm sad that we're not going to get that in this because of just matters of time and actually like the dynamic of the story. But highly recommend that in the TV series and in the actually I really like the way they did it in the TV series. But the anime series does it a reasonably decent version of it as well. And this is kind of getting a little bit crazy, and it's scary, and it looks like it's full of clowns. Yes, it's full of clowns, and he's got a real clown in outside the window. So, all right, I was wondering there because there's actually like a wee floor vault, which is kind of badass. Or is this the vault, the actual hole that they put him in? Because if it's actually like carved into the wall, it's like he scraped his name into the wall with fingernails or so on, because of like the madness that happened with him when he was locked in there as a 6-year-old. That would be kind of cool. I'm watching you. He's quite frustrated. Gonna get called on the music if it gets heard at all. And the 3 nerdy poses of the year go to. It is a standard, like, I'm gonna kill him, fuck you, we're punk, and I'm ganky and weird. Yeah, we've all done those. We've all done that, almost like approximations of those three. Hmm. God damn, this was a morbid place for the kid to grow up. Oh, this is all the administration and storage places, I suppose. Yeah. Flick, 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 mellow, flick, flick, flick. I mean, just give us a single look of the names. Like, if he goes through, like, his 3 names and he finds one that we recognize. Right? So he can get his hands on the book. I was wondering there for a second, like, why was he running out for? So this is just for the timing because he needs to be able to get a hold of Watery and find out. Well, damn. Yeah, so did he change it so that he wouldn't get the name at the last second? Yeah. Yeah, creepy little shit. Ryuk is a lot more of a Loki-esque kind of Mephisto dealing asshole in this version. Flip hat, smack guy in face. So is there a moment of anger in there? What is this? You did. Being a pussy. Right. It was her that did this then. Yeah. So, yeah, she literally. Mina is the one that was behind this whole event. What? So are we going to get the story turn where Light isn't so Light and L work together? So at one point in the story, essentially one of the rules in the book are sound screams. I don't do guns, but he does happen to have one. Oh shit! Well, he is angry. Somebody's been watching and listening to kind of like 80s, kind of like beat tune, kind of like action rhythm things. What was it? So, is he going to give Elle the book so that it can't go to Mina? Is he going to write one in, burn the page so that she can't burn the page? Is that what it is? I'm starting to predict trying to predict what's going on with this now. But obviously, like we're hitting a culmination point with the story rather than anything else. Here they come. So, you gonna write Mina's name in before you hand it over to her? Is that what it is? It's like she's going to hold on to it for a day and a half and then return it to you, something like that. After she saves your life, I don't know. I'm not digging the soundtrack, even though it's actually kind of interesting and effective. But I'm more concerned about. There's so many opportunities that that series had that were actually like. If this hadn't been a single movie, this could have been actually a trilogy of movies. It would have actually this could have been interesting, more interesting than it is. As it is now, it is very, very action orientated whenever it doesn't need to be. Why did he have to drive through a phone booth? I mean, other than like we need an action beat here. We need something to keep it actually like exciting as we get to this end of this chase. Wait, what the fuck? Hey, I'm sorry. Was there a car crash there, or is that car crash related to anything at all, or was that just happened to be an event that was going on in the background, or is that something that we like truncated out of this? They had pre-planned. Bum 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 bum. This feels like a 1980s goddamn cop chase action flick now, rather than actually being a story about a metaphysical book that actually like kills people whenever you write into it. I mean, admittedly, we're actually at the warehouse essentially that ties down at least two of the endings, as far as I remember. Like, there's two different endings that actually have where like these kind of warehouse scenes involved, matter on who dies and where. So, well parked, well parked. Not so well parked, not so well parked. Jesus Christ. These little extra touches of actually like violence added in. These just happen to random people in the streets. I was like, I love the fact that this was actually like this Light's attempt at a. If this was actually Light's attempt at a like writing his own first novel in a lot of ways. I mean, this is just fishing. Completely unnecessary chase scene that all it did was fill time in a movie that's already feeling too fast. Lord Kira. Jesus Christ. That's unnecessary chase scene to absolutely nothing. We could have just gone to the fucking Ferris wheel and had him chase him there. This isn't cool at all. No one else. I'm gonna threaten you with this gun. I don't even know if it's got a safety. Why is the gun so weird? Why does it not look like a normal gun? It obviously shoots normal gun bullets. That fucking jump. I've got some work to do. When Mina takes the book, this is ridiculous. This has nothing to do with Death Note. This is just this is a bizarre Final Destination movie. That's all this is. This is Rhea going like, I'm having fun, are you? Elle floats like goddamn Dalsim, teleports in and carries the two of them away, and they all live happily ever after. Gotta chew to play on top of this. Make it a love song. Don't know what I'm singing now. Never feel that so lost. And I let her go. Oh, Jesus. Oh, well, looks like I'm getting a new book. I'm gonna have to take this book to somebody else now. It's mine! He just flies past and just nips it on the air on the way through. Oh, good grief. Oh, she lives! He lives! They all live! Has a heart attack while he's in the water just past midnight. Turns into a pumpkin. Did she die so pretty? Oh, she did die so pretty. Oh, thought she was going to survive that, but no, it didn't look like it. Flowers are not an effective crash fall, Matt. That is the lesson learned from this film. I never thought I would learn a lesson like that in a movie like this. Are they dead? Hope they're dead. They deserve to be dead. They are dead, right? What? What? Is this just so we can actually arrest him at the end? So we can get our last kind of like he rises from the grave, slasher style ending, so that like Elle and him can duke it out on the riverbank? How long have this been on? How long have we been watching this? What length is this movie? This they are not. Well, they're not doing the second arc. The second arc's not going to happen now. Oh right, recovering. Oh, all the things he wrote. He's like he lined up like 2 days worth of stuff and a bunch of killer deaths with dates and times. Right, so he's fine. He got the investigation. He knows the calculus book has something inside it. So we can find that one page. But that one page, is that not the page that got torn out that was already burned? Or did he tear out another page? I'm in the hospital. I didn't expect this to happen. Okay. At least I'm awake. I lived! I was heart-stopped today! Well, there goes Mia. I kept calling her Mina all the way through this. I'm glad you aren't who I thought you were, son. This all turned out all right, didn't it, son? It all turned out all right. What? Ah, right. So obviously his dad's gotten onto it now, so this is odd, isn't this is actually brilliant because it's an opposite of what I think happened in the anime. I'm pretty sure it was the opposite. Damn. Hey, he's writing all that into the book. Just make sure you know why I did it. So he's gone for the Xanatos Gambit as Light does. The Xanatos Gambit is the way to go. Jesus Christ, Light. The name of all the agents. Fucking hell. Do you kill L? Do you kill? Oh, I'm a whole new set of evil. What? Is this the way they end up? Okay, so they're gonna let it. Is this? I'm assuming this is gonna roll to its end, and actually do. Are they gonna do like any like a post end thing where like the decision was made, or have they just gone for this kind of like stop mid flow bullshit ending? Holy shit! This is not a good film. This is a garbage fucking film. It was bad from the start. It didn't get any better. I can't understand why people are actually going like this. Oh, this is actually pretty good. Cinematography wise, it looks pretty. God damn! Did I just see Gail Tattersall actually work with the cinematography in this? Damn it! My favorite fucking cameraman, or my favorite camera operator, my favorite fucking director of photography worked on this, motherfucker. Are they showing behind the scenes footage during the ending credits? I okay, fair enough. man. It's so weird that there's actually like the whole thing, like this whole kind of jokey end is like, ha 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 ha. You thought we were going to take it seriously? Did you think we were going to actually like really work this out? You know? I mean, you know this is all a big joke, right? You know this is all one huge ass joke that's all being played on you guys. You know that, right? Right? All right, okay. I guess we'll just end it like middle of a beat. I was like, Jesus! Oh man, so fucking frustrated with that film. Shit, there was so much I could actually turn around and said all the way through that if I'd known this was the way it was going to end. So we miss out so much stuff in the actual like translation to this as a Western live action film. Casting is actually not bad at all for what they're doing. Grand, they humanized Light, they humanized Elle. And actually, I really like the depiction of Light that's in this. The fact that he is emotive, he is active, he's reactionary. He's not planning so far ahead. The unintentional Xanatos Gambit by Light at the end, which is much more reminiscent of Light from the very beginning on the pre-planning of the main character from the original show. And in the original manga, he was a dude who was actually going like, I've got redundancies within my fucking redundancies, and within my redundancies, and even if those redundancies fail, we actually stop the whole thing. I'll change sides, and then I'll go back to it. And I think all this stuff was actually going on really well in the manga, even though the pacing was a bit off in a lot of places. This is actually Mia in this was awful. She was really, really not enjoyable. The actress was good, the role she played was good, but I mean the depiction of the character, the Mina and actually becoming Mia in this, not really cool with. Didn't really enjoy it. The dad was he wasn't the stoic that we actually had from the father in the previous one, but enjoyable depiction. Ryuk was a low-key mischievous bastard in this, less of an observer who was bored, more of an actual instigator who wants to be entertained. And that's why he ends up with the line, humans are so interesting, which is one of his earliest lines in like the first episodes of the animated series, and probably in the book as far as I remember. Humans are so interesting when he's just watching the world from above, from the demon world, which we didn't see in much depiction in this at all either. A lot of this moved by really, really fast with action scenes that seem to go nowhere, that chasing through the restaurants and stuff that ends with him getting whopped in the back of the head by a person. This movie feels like it should have been a 12-episode series or a longer series or three movies, and has been truncated down over time until this is literally the bare bones that they end up having to write and design and work into a script. And the way it ends, literally kind of like, I mean, there's going to be a reaction to this. We're going like, oh, we want to get Death Note 2. I'm like, no, you're not going to get a Death Note 2. Not at this point. That ending credit sequence where they're showing behind the scenes footage and actually laughing and cheerfully at the end. This was all a really well done experiment. A really well-produced experiment. It was, I'm sure, a very fun and enjoyable experience for all the people involved in it. And I'm really, really glad that they made it. But it really feels like a very, very in-depth fan film that had to make fundamental changes based on a lot of things that they just couldn't figure out a way to transliterate to a Western audience in a Western world and a Western story. This was a Final Destination movie with all of its weird quirks and bumps included, and not a Death Note film by any stretch of imagination. It literally, if it had been named anything else, probably a much better film, but by the fact that it was actually Death Note, I don't like this, not at all. A lot of things that were actually enjoyable in it were kind of ruined in that beat moment, just the way they stopped. I thought there was actually going to be a nice reminiscent kind of like, he'll actually have the wee piece of paper, he'll have a pencil in his hand, and he'll be writing his father's name, and just as he finishes writing his father's name, Light or Elle will actually have written his name in, and the two of them will die together, and then Elle will have actually corrupted himself, and I'm going like, wow, bam, that would actually be like a man give up his morals, and the entire family line of Turner was stopped immediately because of this total action from beginning to end. Even though his father would have not deserved it and been a complete innocent, which he was. He was very much an innocent in the original series as well. Whenever he died, like he did not deserve to go. But yeah, shit, there's so much stuff that actually I could have gone through in this. I'm glad you guys actually might have stuck around and watched some of this with me while I was actually enjoying the show. Anybody who was actually in the chat, I can't see if there's anybody in there. Somebody asked me, do I like fish? No, I don't like gay fish. But I do like goldfish. They're actually pretty cool. So, yeah. This is the end of our first experiment of doing a riff track here on Pastiche of Skin. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. I hope you have an enjoyable experience with it. And I hope to be doing this more often. Give me some feedback. Tell me what you think about how this worked. Does this actually, as a design, work for you as a viewer? Does this actually, could I do this more often for your entertainment? That's what the purpose behind this actually was. And I hope it was actually enjoyable to pick this movie to do it with, because I had plenty to say about it. And I would love to actually go through and do this with things like City Hunter. What else is it? Street Fighter 2, the movie. I would love to do riff tracks of things that have actually been adapted from other materials. I just because to do the adaptation and just like talk about it as we go through. Like, oh man, the Mortal Kombat movie would be awesome to do as well. Yeah, all these are ideas. Put your ideas into the comments below. Tell me what you think, what you would like to see otherwise. I can make a list up, but I would rather actually get that from you guys, what kind of films you would like to see. And yeah. Oh, that was Death Note. That's what it was. And I'm not happy with it. But yeah, shit. If you guys enjoyed this, please do remember you can always subscribe to the channel. Any support that you give, anything you throw towards the Patreon, anything like that is always super appreciated. This takes time to make, prepare, plan out, and figure out and do, and then get to you guys in your hands. So every single penny helps me continue on doing this, and every single view helps support the stuff that I do. If you want to find me, you can always, of course, hit the subscribe buttons. It'll probably be sitting around the bottoms here somewhere. And that'll mean you can get to watch anything else that I do here on the channel. If you're watching this on Patreon, make sure to hit the Patreon button and throw in a buck. If you throw in a buck, you get to see absolutely everything. And if you don't want to do the whole subscribe Patreon thing, just remember the name. Whoop, wait, it's over on this side. Remember the name, Pastiche of Skin. Search for me. You can come and find me. I'm not hard to find. I'm never trying to hide. And if this happens to make it onto YouTube, actually, no, this isn't going to make it onto YouTube at all. But yeah, I will actually put links all below for you guys to be able to actually check out stuff that I've also made. But yeah, thank you very much for watching this. This has been an absolute pleasure to do. I'd love to do more of this in the future. And I will see all you guys in the next motion picture. Bye.